Is there anything in this world that all human beings will agree on? An idea, a thought that each of us will not object to, that each of us will not debate or have a different perspective on. We always had different thoughts, ideologies, and beliefs. Human beings have always debated on a wide range of subjects, be it politics, religion, or simply different philosophies of life. Each of us has always had a different idea, a vision of thing that seems more coherent than the others. There are truths and realities in this world that can be interpreted in different ways, depending on people's beliefs, experience, or points of view. Sometimes our difference of opinion or beliefs can even lead us to our own destruction, to commit immoral and unjust act. Sometimes it can even lead us to conflict between human beings and sometimes to war. All this leads us to one thing. What is the ultimate truth? And what does all this have to do with God? The answer is found in the following verse.
ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأن ما يدعون من دونه الباطل وأن الله هو العلي الكبير.
Allah is the truth. In order to understand this statement even better, we will talk about perspectives. Perspectives. This is a very interesting word. I will give you some examples. Let's imagine two people sitting opposite each other. Table stands between them. On the table there is a pen. So far, nothing very fascinating. Both people perceive a simple pen in front of them. Now person A decides to move the pen to his right. So for him the pen has made a movement from left to right. However, for person B, the pen made a movement from right to left. In fact, person B has a different perspective of things, since he is sitting on the opposite side. So each of them start to show their point of view, which are opposite. Who is right and who is wrong? In reality, they are both right and wrong at the same time, for each of them sees a different truth from their point of view. In other words, from their own perspective. At this moment, person A decides to move the pen against person B. During this movement, the pen has moved away from person A. However, it has moved closer to person B. So again, they begin to argue, each with a different point of view and perspective. No one is wrong and no one is right. The truth becomes relative. Let's imagine that there is a third person who will be person C. This person is observing them from the space. For this person, the pen has neither moved to the left or to the right. From his point of view, the pen is making a rotation of about 1,700 kilometers per hour. This is simply because that is the speed of the Earth rotation. So we have a totally different perspective. Now person A and person B will finally agree and argue together against person C. Again, different perspectives that make the truth of this pen relative. Now we have a fourth person, who we call person D. This person has another perspective. He sees the atomic composition of the pen. The pen is made from plastic, which is a polymer composed of long molecular chains that are formed by the repetition of single monomers. Each monomer is composed of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen atoms. So we enter a more complex but also real perspective, because it is the point of view of person C. We now agree that everyone will start to argue. The two people of the table only see a simple pen. The one in the space sees a pen that moves at a speed of 1,700 kilometers per hour, and finally, person C perceives only atoms. This is what relative truth is. Each one is right from his point of view, but each one is wrong from the other's point of view. So now, there are several possible realities. For all these different points of view are divided into four truths. At the same time, they are also divided into 4 differences. But if we put all these perspectives together, in other words, if we put all these truths together, they will become the ultimate truth of the pen. However, we are not able to perceive all this at the same time. We cannot perceive the pen from space and at the same time perceive its atomic composition. So we have to put all these truths together so that everybody finally agrees. This is where we will understand the meaning of the previous verse. Allah is the truth, which means He is complete. If we will be able to contemplate God, no matter where we are in space-time, no matter what our perspective is, whether we are in the depth of the universe or simply in front of Him, whether we are on His left or His right, we will perceive exactly the same thing. It will be a unification in the perception of all human beings. The same vision, no matter the difference of perspective. Each observer will perceive the same thing because God is the ultimate truth. There will be no debates, nor any contradiction between human beings. There will be no difference nor any other point of view. Because God, as the ultimate truth, will go beyond any physical or metaphysical barrier. Because God, as the absolute and universal truth, encompasses everything. He is the one who holds all things, to Him all things belong, and all creation comes from Him. The result will be a universal vision that unites all human beings in the contemplation of the uniqueness of His truth and greatness.